Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Moksha Sannyasa Yoga, chapter 18, verse 66. Continuation. Yesterday, we saw the wonderful explanation of Swami Chinmayanandaji. Today, the interpretation of Dr. Radhakrishnan on this verse. And Kanchi Paramacharya's views on Saranagati, that is total surrender. Verse 66. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja agam tva sarva bhavebhyagam mokshayishyami ma shuchaham. Dr. Radhakrishnan says we should willingly yield to his pressure, capital his, H-I-S, that is Bhagavan's pressure. Completely surrender to his will, that is Bhagavan's will, and take shelter in his love, Bhagavan's love. If we destroy confidence in our own little self and replace it by perfect confidence in Bhagavan, he will definitely save us. Bhagavan asks us total self-giving and gives us in return the power of the Spirit which changes every situation. So what Bhagavan is in effect asking is total surrender. Arjuna was perturbed by the various duties, ritualistic and ethical, that the war will result in confusion of castes, indifference to the ancestors, as well as in the violation of sacred duties of reverence to the teachers, etc. Bhagavan Krishna tells him not to worry about these laws and usages, but to trust him and bow to his will. If he consecrates his life, actions, feelings, and thoughts, and surrenders himself to God, that Bhagavan assures Arjuna that he will guide him through the fight of life and he need not have any fears. Surrender is the easiest way to self-transcendence. Here Radhakrishnan quotes one foreign author by name Ruiz Brock, who says, he only is fit to contemplate the divine light, who is slave to nothing, not even to his virtues. So you should not be a slave to anything, not even to your virtues. That is what that author says. If we are to realize our destinies, we must stand naked and guileless before the Supreme. We now and then vainly try to cover ourselves and hide the truth from the Lord. That way, the gopis fail to realize their destinies. We do not even seek God and await His touch. When we turn to Him and let Him fill our whole being, then our responsibility ceases. He deals with us and leads us beyond all sorrow. It is an unreserved surrender to the Supreme who takes us up and raises us to our utmost possible perfection. Though the Lord conducts the world according to fixed laws and expects us to conform to the law of right actions based on our nature and station in life, that is Swadharma, and your station in life is depending upon whether you are a brahmachari or a grahastha, etc. If we take shelter in Him, we transcend all these. A seemingly outer help must come to man, for his soul cannot deliver itself from the trap in which it is caught by its own effort. We are all trapped into this body. So on your own, it is, according to Dr. Radhakrishnan, you cannot come out. You have to surrender yourself to Bhagavan. When we wait on God without words and desire, the help comes from him. So he says, when you totally surrender to Bhagavan, 100% help will come to you. That is what Dr. Radhakrishnan says. Then we need to see here one interesting thing given by Kanji Paramacharya on Sharanagati, that is total surrender. Already we have seen that according to Sri Ramanuja, this is the Charama Sloka in Bhagavad Gita. Final verse, surrender, total surrender. Not only Bhagavan Krishna promises to protect his devotees in this Bhagavad Gita, in this verse, but also Lord Rama in Ramayana. Lord Rama in Vibhishna Saranagati, he assures, he gives a promise. Whoever it is, even if it is Ravana, if he comes and surrenders at my feet, total surrender, I will protect him. This is my vow. I may suffer. Because of giving this promise, I may suffer. But I will protect. Whoever it is. Anybody. It could be anybody. That is the promise of Lord Rama. So same promise has been given by Lord Rama also. Kanchi Paramacharya says, for Sri Vaishnavas, this verse, that is, Sarvadharman Parityajya, this verse in Bhagavad Gita, Ashtagam and Dvayam, and Sri Ramachandra Murti's Sharanagata Rakshaka Vrata in Ramayana, whatever I said, these are very, very important for Sri Vaishnavas. After Sri Ramanuja, the Sharanagati Tattva itself got divided into two. One is Vadakalai and the other is Tenkalai. Vadakalai, north-south division. Like we have some division, they also, in Sri Vaishnavas also, there is a division. Vadakalai and Tenkalai division is there. The opinion of Tenkalai is Marjara Kishora Nyaya. That is total unconditional surrender to Bhagavan. Like the helpless kitten which relies entirely on its mother to carry it to safety, the helpless devotee depends entirely on Bhagavan Krishna to save and protect him. Because the kitten will be lying, it will not do anything. The cat will take it by its mouth and take it to safety. The kitten will not do anything. Simply it will sit. Similarly, in this Nyaya, Marjara Kishora Nyaya, there is no effort by the devotee. In this, the devotee does not hold on to Bhagavan. He relies on Bhagavan's grace to hold on to him. This is Tenkalai. In Vadakalai, it is Markada Kishora Nyaya. Markada means monkey. In this, the devotee clings to Bhagavan Krishna. He holds on to Bhagavan Krishna. Like the baby monkey holds on to the mother monkey for safety, the devotee holds on to Bhagavan. So, if you see, the monkey, mother monkey will be jumping from one branch to another branch. The baby monkey will be tightly holding on to the mother monkey. So it is not bothered. It is sure that the mother monkey will correctly hold on to the correct branch. So it will not worry about it. Similarly, here the devotee holds on to Bhagavan tightly. But if you see the principle in both, in Vadakalai and Tenkalai, it is the same. Saranagati, that is total surrender. I am nothing. Now, Kanchi Paramacharya addresses a question. Is Brahma Bhavana and Sharanagati are different? That is Advaita and Dvaita, are they different? That is the question he raises, His Holiness raises. Agam Brahmasmi is Jnana Marg. We know, we have already seen that. In Bhakti Marg, it is I am nothing, I am helpless, I am useless, I don't know anything. That kind of total surrender in Bhakti Marg. Kanji Paramacharya says both Jnana Marg and Bhakti Marg are one and the same. His Holiness says it may be surprising but true. His Holiness himself says the difference looks like difference between hill and hillock. Huge difference. Himalayas and a small hillock. How can one say both are same? That is the question. When someone says Aham Brahmasmi, what is that? When another fellow says, I am nothing, what is that? Both looks entirely different, totally different. But His Holiness says, if you deeply think, difference can be resolved. When an Advaiti says, Aham Brahmasmi, what he means is this body, the senses, the mind, the intellect, etc., they are not true. They are all matter. Only the self is true. The self is the Brahman. The Jivatma, due to ignorance, thinks, I am the body, mind, intellect, etc. So that is the ego. He has to get released from the hold of this ego to realize Brahman. That is Advaita, Aham Brahmasmi. Kill your ego. We have already seen. More the ego, more the distance between you and Bhagavan Krishna. Less the ego, less the distance. So kill your ego, you will reach Bhagavan. That is Aham Brahmasmi. Now, in Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita, the same thing is done by surrendering yourself. They surrender the body, mind, and intellect at the feet of Bhagavan Krishna, treating the entire thing as self. In Advaita, whatever is other than self is considered as ego and removed. So you remove the ego. In Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita, they keep the same body, mind, and intellect as self and surrender their ego at the feet of Bhagavan. So the common factor, whether it is Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, or Advaita, is elimination of ego. Advaita says, eliminate your ego. You can see Brahma. Dvaita and Vishishtadvaita says, surrender your ego, you can reach Bhagavan. So, ego is in between you and Bhagavan. In both, whether it is Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, or Advaita, ego is standing between you and Bhagavan. Remove the ego, kill the ego. By following any mark, you will reach Bhagavan. Hence, they are not different, they are one and the same. This is what Kanchi Paramacharya says. The difference between the normal people like us and acharyas like Kanchi Paramacharya is we try to find difference and divisions even within the same religion, even within the same principle. But Kanchi Paramacharya sees the unity. What is the uniting factor in it? Bhagavan Krishna says in verse 20 of this chapter. Up to this, Kanchi Paramacharya's views I have given. This Bhagavan Krishna says in verse 20 what I feel. Sarva bhuteshu yenaikam bhavamavyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vitti satvikam. Bhagavan, what Krishna is saying is avibhaktam vibhakteshu. Even a jnani sees oneness even in divisions. He will not see differences. He will see oneness. Kanchi Paramacharya sees the unity. We see the differences. That is the difference. That is what I wanted to say when I wanted to quote this verse. Avibhaktam vibhakteshu tatyanam vitti sattviham. That is what Bhagavan himself says. So, verse 66 again. Sarvadharman parityajyam mamekam sharanam vrajam agam tva sarva bhavebhyaham mokshayishyami ma shuchaham hari om. Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu. Narayana 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 நாராயண 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 நாராயண